Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have more Trump regrets to share with you, more Trump voters entering the find out phase. Before I get into these stories, do me a huge favor, click the subscribe button below this video. Really, really helps the show. I truly appreciate it. And a big shout out, as always, to everyone who helps with donations. You really help to keep the show going. So, first up is a bona fide member of the Leopards Eating People's Faces Party. Take a look at this.
I was hoping he would did something that made sense regarding the economy, made some kind of progress in bettering, the benefits of being a veteran. But I mean, it just seemed like he actually cared about doing what was best for the country. But now it just feels like all about me, Donald Trump, not, the guy out there working in the trenches trying to make ends meet, trying to pay a mortgage, trying to pay the bills. It goes against everything I expected when, I voted for him.
So you're not satisfied with what you see?
No. And it doesn't even have to do with anything about me getting fired. I mean, if I had gotten fired as part of the, government, cutting government spending, I would have been fine with that. I can accept that. But he's not delivering on anything he said he was going to do. So what's your real game plan? It doesn't make sense to me.
There are some things that he promised to do that he has put in place. I mean, there are executive orders that he's done, that he said that he was going to do. You don't feel like he's lived up to those promises?
I mean, where are the results? I mean, seriously, prices are still going up. We're now in the middle of a tariff war with a bunch of countries that used to be our steadfast allies. I mean, how do you make an enemy of Canada? They're right next to us, and they've been one of our premier allies and commerce partners for, I mean, seriously, like what, centuries now?
And he did say that he was going to put tariffs in place. Did you just not think that they would be implemented in this particular way?
I didn't think they were going to be put in play in a juvenile way. I mean, where was the attempt to actually talk to the heads of these other countries like, hey, I feel you have unfair tariffs against our products. I'd like to talk about it first. And if we can't work out some kind of resolution, then I feel to protect our people, we need to implement this kind of tariff. There was no attempt at even talking to the other countries.
Yeah, I mean, what can you even say, right? This next man also voted to take away his own income. A man named Ethan, he posted on Facebook, quote, "Yet again, another client, 3 today, has backed out of working with us due to the relentless chest beating of our he's playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers president and his trade war. I'm honestly starting to feel like I voted against my own interests. I voted for Trump 3 times, thinking he'd be good for business, but it's beginning to feel like I voted for someone who's running our business and thousands of others straight into the ground. This isn't about politics. It's about a president whose unchecked ego and endless grudges and bully mentality are blindly destroying small businesses across the country. Common sense has taken a backseat to chaos. What an absolute disaster. We are on the verge of losing everything we've worked our asses off for, all in the name of so-called golden age that's never going to come. So thank you, Donald Trump, and thank you to the voters like myself who blindly supported someone who clearly doesn't care about the collateral damage. What a shame. I bet we won't get a bailout like those big banks who were too big to fail. So he gets it. But 3 times 3 times he voted for the narcissistic sociopath, and he's just now realizing it and that Trump is an idiot. Third time's a charm, I guess, right? Another person whose business is being destroyed by Trump is Joanne Cartiglia. She wrote an opinion piece for the Hill news outlet about how her toy company may go belly up because of Trump's tariffs. Now, Cartiglia doesn't come right out and say that she voted for Trump, but you can tell. You can tell by the way that she praises him. So she wrote in part, quote, I face the very real possibility of losing everything as a near what should have been a time when I began thinking about retirement. I face this challenge not due to a lack of innovation or a failure to adapt, but because I, along with thousands of other small businesses, simply cannot survive the crushing tariffs on an industry that has always been previously exempted. President Trump has long championed American businesses, and there is perhaps no greater advocate for American workers. And then she went on to say that she agrees with targeted tariffs, but she said, quote, these tariffs are leaving thousands of small business owners like me on the verge of having to close up shop, let our employees go, and file for bankruptcy. And quote, I'm 63. I've poured not only my heart and soul into this business, but my retirement savings as well. Bankruptcy at this stage isn't just a setback, it's a cliff without a parachute or landing zone. But yet she rolled the dice, it sounds like, and voted for Trump. This next person is choking on a big tall glass of find out. So in October of 2023, she posted, quote, Joe Biden is the worst US president in history. In July of 2024, she posted, quote, it would appear that in light of Biden failing and floundering, the Dems sent their minions out to foment panic about Project 2025. It won't work. That's how it started for her. Here's how it's ending. On May 1st of this year, she posted, quote, I regret voting for Trump. My husband is laid off and can't find a job, and my kids' credit scores have tanked because of his student loan policy. This is not what I voted for. Oh, but you really did. You really did, lady. Please, do tell me about Biden being the worst of all time again. Another Twitter user, guy named Jesus, he replied to Donald Trump and wrote, quote, gas and food prices are still up the roof here in Houston, Mr. President. I don't know what you're talking about. I voted for you 3 times in hopes you lower gas and food prices. Yeah, maybe with a name like Jesus, shouldn't vote for a bigot. But anyway, another member of the Leopards Eating People's Faces party posted on Twitter, quote, I'll admit it, I voted the last election after years of saying my vote wouldn't matter. Between the choices we were given, I chose Trump, and now I regret it. My husband and I worked our whole lives, paid into the system like we were supposed to. Now we're both disabled, can't work, and we're struggling just to survive. Our home is paid off, thankfully, but we're behind on land taxes because they don't take payments. Our power bill is through the roof. We get SNAP, but now I am reading Trump wants to ban processed foods and sugar on SNAP. If that happens, we won't even be able to afford food for the month. Let's be real. Healthy, non-processed food costs more than what we get in benefits for the entire month. And on top of that, they're trying to force everyone to pay back student loans while foreigners come here and get free education. Other countries help their citizens. We get punished for getting sick, for needing help, for trying to survive. So, did I make the wrong choice voting for Trump? 100% yes. But looking at the other option, was there ever really a right one? Oh, Lordy, where to start with this one? First of all, no, healthy, non processed food is not unaffordable. Just don't load up your cart with a bunch of dead animals. Rice, beans, fruits, vegetables, they're cheaper than steak. Go figure it out. Second, on what planet does this woman live where foreigners get a free education in America? These people need to put the crack pipe down. That does not happen. Not a real thing. And really, Kamala Harris was that bad that you had to vote for the guy who is now going to destroy your life, who's going to take everything away from you, everything you rely on to live. If she still believes that, then she deserves every bit of this karma for her hate towards the quote unquote foreigners who she falsely believes are getting a free education. These people are delusional. They seriously, they still haven't figured out that their right-wing media bubble is telling them the wrong things, is giving them false information. If they were being honest with you, or if they were telling you the truth, then your vote would have worked out. It's that clear. It's that simple. Turn the channel, turn the radio dial, click on a different YouTube channel, find a different podcast. You're being lied to, obviously, or your vote would have made a difference for the better. It would have worked out for you. Anyway, I will have more for you guys later. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.